I have to do my best to not touch the mic. I'm sorry, I really want... I'm just getting it out of the way. I get asked a lot if I've ever had any surgeries and what kind of surgeries I've had. And obviously, being trans, people ask a lot about like FFS or like the other surgery. You shouldn't really ask somebody about that. But I get asked about those, and you know, if I've had any kind of like facial stuff, anything, I haven't. I have not had surgeries, not because I'm against them, but because I am genuinely terrified. I am terrified of anything medical going under anesthetic recovery. It's mostly the recovery that I'm scared of things going wrong and kind of dying. I'm scared of dying or nearly dying, being in a lot of pain, any kind of suffering, anything where my life is at risk or nearly at risk, anything where the quality of my life could be reduced. I haven't had any surgeries at all, but I have had filler. That's the only thing. I don't know why that took me such a long time. I've only had filler done. I've had filler done. I've had filler. The only thing that I have had, oh my God, I'm losing it. I love filler. It's my favorite. It's great. So I've had non-surgical cosmetic procedures. I think that's what they're called. I'm fairly confident. I'm not confident. I'm not confident at all. For some reason, those don't scare me, mostly because they can't really go badly. They have risks, but they kind of would happen in the moment and you deal with them in the moment. If you go to someone very well trained, like with surgery, nothing bad could really befall you, to be honest. Like there's still risks as with everything, but in general, they're quite a lot safer. Obviously less invasive, you don't have to go under anesthetic. Tons of reasons why they're more comfortable. You know, the recovery is like a couple of days, if not genuinely just like minutes after it stops hurting. But I kind of wanted to go through those because whilst I haven't had surgeries, I did not always look like this. I looked very different not that long ago. Like honestly, when I started doing YouTube, I looked a lot different to how I look now. Flash that up, please. Nice editor, Asher. One of my first videos that Asher edited, I looked very, very different. Not just the black hair, but like, you can see that kind of under my eyes is more sunken. My chin is different. My cheeks are different. Everything. There's tons of things that I've edited about myself just because I wanted to. I feel like it's not something people really know about all that well. Like if you're transitioning, if you're trans, you're male to female, everyone knows about FFS, like facial feminization surgery. Everyone knows that that's the way to like alter your face to feel more confident in yourself. But for me, that is not really an option. I was way too scared. So I went a different route of trying to change how I felt about myself and align that like inside outside thing. I wanted to look more feminine without having to, you know, overcome my fear, basically. The first thing that I got was lip filler. I really didn't like my lips. I used to like push them out. Everyone knows about lip filler. You know, the Kardashians get accused of it every third day. So I was very much aware of it as a process. I was really insecure going out and about in my general life, and I thought that it would improve my quality of life. And you know what? It did. It did improve my quality of life. I feel so much better having had lip filler. I feel like it really did change my facial features. I know that a lot of trans women talk about like they got FFS for themselves so that they could feel comfortable. It's not really like a passing thing. It was so that when they looked in the mirror, they could see something that aligned with what they expected to see. And that was the same for me with lip filler. Like my lips got bigger and I was like, oh shit, my face proportions make more sense. I look more feminine. I feel more comfortable in myself. And then it kind of steamrolled from there. I'm not saying that I'm like a crazy filler addict or anything like that. I think I really trusted my anesthetician? Not anesthetician, that's the one I'm scared of. Aesthetician, aesthetic technician, I don't know what it means. I really trusted her. She's great. I like to yap to her about my life. And, you know, she would always go for like a really natural kind of result. And she was really good at it. Well, I think I went like a good year only having lip filler. I was kind of scared to get other things. As you've seen, like the changes, they were noticeable enough for me to be like chilling. But then I aged. You might not know this because I am so sexy and hot and cool and sexy, but I am 26. I'm about to be 27. Like 3 weeks from now, I will be 27. And with age comes facial changes. And I was not a big fan of these facial changes, especially when my job and my career is like, you know, be pretty online. Aging is a bit scary. So I looked into things that I could do to kind of glow up. It's difficult with transitioning alongside it because you are glowing up just from the estrogen, but then like, you know, it's harder to see the actual conscious efforts that you've put in. And I feel like I have done a great job. I have glowed up so much. So here is like just before like July 2022. Is that right? No. July 2023. Blah. That was me. Here's me now. But I've changed so much in a year. That's crazy. I think the next thing that I had done was under eye filler. So I showed you that little clip earlier from my video, from one of my first YouTube videos, and I just really did not like how that looked. And I went to my technician lady and she told me that is just what happens with aging. This bit under your eye gets thinner and womp womp, you kind of have to live with it. Except you don't if you pay this amount of money. We'll flash them on the screen somewhere over here, maybe. In January 2024, I got under eye filler and a little bit of cheek filler. So this area here, loved it. It made me look younger and fresher. I didn't look as tired and it made me feel more confident in myself. And then the cheek filler kind of gave me more of like a refined feminine appearance, but it was already building on the kind of foundation that I already had. So after lip filler, I tried something called microneedling. It's not filler. It's goddamn painful, is what it is. Microneedling is needles rolled across your face to rejuvenate the skin. And you're supposed to have multiple sessions of it. I hated it. It hurt so much, ouchie ooey. Lip filler is usually the most painful type of filler that you can get because this is a really sensitive area and you're having needles stabbed into it. It's not so bad because, you know, they numb the area and then once they're done, it's like a sharp pain and then it's done. But with microneedling, it was a sharp pain and then a dull pain for ages. It hurt during, it hurt just after, it hurt days after. I hated it. And I got ill. I got a cold instantly. And I think that made me more sensitive. So that was a no-go for me. Not fun. Not for me. I don't like that. No more microneedling for me. I'm not going to do something if it's crazy painful. But I had a friend who got an absolutely snatched chin from chin filler. And I decided I wanted a snatched chin too. I wanted a more feminine, rounded chin because I didn't like mine at the time. It kind of was a little bit pointy. It looked too masculine for me. And, you know, FFS was not on the cards, so I wanted to see what would happen. This is what would happen. Somewhere along this way, I also got filler here, my nasolabial fold. Nasolabal? Don't remember. It's here. It's this area here. And what that does is it pushes your kind of, you know, this area under your nose, near your mouth forward, which makes you look more youthful. I don't know, but I always notice the difference when I get it done and I feel a lot better. That is incredibly painful. More painful than lip filler, but very, very quick. I will say that certain ones, like chin and cheeks, you do have to get very comfy with uncomfortable things. It's not surgery, but you do hear the needle scraping against your bone. That is not good. It's not a lot of people can handle that, I don't think. The reason that they do this is to get it in the right place and it makes it last longer. It's deeper in your skin. It's not going to be as disturbed. It will last a long time. Lip filler only lasts 6 months because you're talking, you know, you're moving your lips a lot. It agitates the area. Your body processes it faster. Whereas something like under eye filler or cheek filler, not a lot of movement in those areas. They last a lot longer. Okay, under eye filler, genuinely, you have to have a needle under your eye and you have to open your eye at a certain point, or at least I did, so she could get it in the right place, so I could see the needle going under my eye. How is that easier than surgery? I have no idea. Ask my brain. Recently, I asked if I could get more under eye filler, and instead of that, because I go to a lady who wants natural, she doesn't want to put someone in a situation where they go too far and they look a bit intense or silly. You know, she reels me in, want everything and try and, max out like beautification. So she kind of steps in and she said, we will do a skin rejuvenation thing instead. Polypeptides. That is salmon sperm. I've had fish come in my face. Oh, demonetized. That's supposed to rejuvenate your skin, and it's supposed to kind of refresh the, what are the things called? Brain, please. You're paid to do this. Collagen. It's supposed to refresh the collagen in your skin, which makes, you look more youthful, your skin look more glowy and nice and pretty, sexy, hell yeah. And that was an alternative to getting more filler because you don't want to make the area just chock full of filler and look all puffy and gross. We were kind of going for like a natural rejuvenation. I wanted a little bit of like chin filler to kind of euthanize me. I wanted a little bit of extra cheek filler to make me look a bit more youthful because there's areas of my face that only really I notice because I have to stare at myself all the time and take pretty photos. We did it on the same day. So I had cheek filler first, and then I had this like polypeptide rejuvenation thing, which is like closer to the surface of the skin. That was the most painful experience ever. No idea why. Maybe something about combining the two. The numbing serum cream thing did nothing. That was like genuine torture. Still don't mind it. I'm still going back next month. I really like it. The thing I like about these changes is that it's been over the course of a year or a bit more if you count the lip filler. So it is quite gradual. You don't have them all in one go. It is like, a little bit changes and then it gets swollen and then it dies down and a little bit changes. I think upon first glance, it's not really obvious that I've had a laundry list of things done. You'd probably be able to nab the lip filler, but some of the other ones are a bit more subtle, and I really, really like that. I like that it's just something you can build on gradually. FFS would scare me. I think that a huge change, even if it was a positive change, would really freak me out. So kind of a gradual, step by step, where I don't have to be unconscious and cut into. That's good for me. I like that a lot. Oh, didn't you know to feel like a migraine? Yeah, totally. But not really. If you go to someone professional, there is a very small chance of that. I do not want to hear, well, actually, because I have looked into it. Shut up. This is my decision. Do not take this as like, you should go and do this. You really should do research into it. I have done lots of research into it. I have OCD, so I get a bit obsessive about my research into things that could harm me. I have done a lot of research into it and I know that it is right for me and I am comfortable with any of the associated risks. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this because I do genuinely get asked a lot if I've had, surgeries, and it feels weird to be like, no, because it's not something that's bad. It's not something to not have. I just wanted to put them out there and make them known. I don't even know how many people know about all this stuff because it's just, I'd never heard of cheek filler, even though it sounds basic. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know under eye filler was a thing, or chin filler. I really did not know about the salmon cup. Thank you, as always, for listening to me yap about nonsense. Next week, I'm doing a little day in the ick office video and show you what it's like to pack and what I get up to, because everyone really has been bugging me about that and they want to see it, and that's awesome. I'm very grateful that you want a little insight into what my day is like. So you have to stick around and watch that, and you're at the end, so you've already watched this one. So thank you, unless you just skip to the end, in which case, go back. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Please be nice to yourself and other people, especially people online, because people online are mean. Be nice. Thank you. Do the bell thing and the like thing and the comment thing and the subscribe thing. Please buy my clothes. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Goodbye. One sec. Fish come.